Service Operations, otherwise known as SSO. Again, we got Jessica, the expert, on the phone with us today. And so if you watched the first video, it kind of covered the dashboard. The second video covered the dispatch board. And today what we're going to cover is what the guy in the field or the woman in the field does once he has that dispatch to him. So Jessica, show us how we do it.
Sure. So I'm logged in as a technician now. My technician's name is Donald Black. And so I'm logged in as Donnie Black. And here I am, Don Black, with my home page. I have my assignment page. It's my landing page. So if I were to hit this logo here, I get right back to my assignment. And I'm viewing a week at a time. So I have Monday through Friday through Sunday showing here. And my time's going to accumulate down the right-hand side of the column. So I'd have my weekly totals here on the right. If I wanted to just view a day at a time, I'd be able to toggle to just the day's view. And I still have my weekly total here. So I know that I need to put in my hours, right? I don't have any hours for the day. So I'm going to have to check into my calls and work on my calls for today. The first thing I did was I went to a small job. And so I can just click on this work order here, and that's going to take me to the work order detail page. Now I could also have used some of those click buttons on the left to get exactly to where I needed to go, but I wanted to get to the whole work order detail page and read over it. So I have my work order number, my service site. On my tablet, if I click this directions or my smartphone, I'd be taken to my navigation app, and it would give me directions to the site, which is really helpful. As well as if I was on a smartphone, obviously this phone number would be lit up, and I'd be able to make a phone call to the location. I'd have my equipment, if I was working on a piece of equipment, selected here, or any type of information that I needed. I'd have the contact name for the location. Maybe it's different than the main number. I'd have a couple different options here. Let's say we told them that they need to pick up parts off of a purchase order before they headed there. Well, I have my PO here. I'd actually be able to drill right into that purchase order and see the items on order for PO number 1019. I could edit some details if I was given that privilege. Some technicians aren't. I'd create a new quote if I'd like to, or create another purchase order. Maybe I decide that I need to get additional stock, and I'm allowed to as a field supervisor. I can get purchase orders. I could click this button and get a new PO here, or I could select a new piece of equipment. So all of these items are available to me to do on this work order. If there's anything missing from this menu item that I'd like to do, I'm able to do. I'm going to say that I'm complete with this call for what I needed to do today. And I have an option. Sometimes my company is really helpful, and they give me canned messages, and they let me actually pick from a drop-down, and then I could add to that message here, or I could pick several drop-down menu items if I had them. And this would be an internal note. So this would just be something that you want to tell the office maybe. Stopped by to check on punch list items. And that doesn't get received for the customer. The customer doesn't see the office note. It's an internal note, and this is the only one that would show up on a service call. I'm just going to submit that real quick here. And the work order, the technician submit, and that has been submitted. And now I can see I have notes too, and that number will continue to go up. Here's my assignment. I just start myself. I'm going to say I went down there at 7 a.m. Update. And this is really simple on a smartphone. I was only there for an hour, 7 to 8. Oops, I'm on the PMs now. 8 a.m. It's a lot easier actually on the smartphone than it is with the mouse and keyboard, as you can see. So I'm updating it here, and I'm complete. I have my 1 hour. And here you go, 1 hour of time. And now I'd be able to manipulate that time or add an hour if I wanted, but I have it set so that it automatically adds. This joint compound was something that was already put on this work order from the inventory, so that's there, that's fine. The purchase order items, if I wanted to have those viewable, I would. I could add parts. I could add a miscellaneous item. Looks like we had a plumbing subcontractor on this job that somebody's already added from the back office. I'm happy with that. But if I wanted to add anything, I'm easily able to type anything that I'd like to type in here. But I just have labor on this call. If I wanted to build a service report, I certainly could. I could create a service report today and collect a signature. This happened to be a small job and an estimate, and I was just going by to check on the call. So I really don't need to collect a signature, but let's do it for today's sake. Sure, job's complete. There's my name. If my customer had an email on account, it would already be in there. I have test data here, so my test data is sometimes incomplete. The technician's also able to type an email in. if they wanted. And I'm going to sign I'm very happy with it. If I wasn't happy, I could do re-sign and redo it again. Ready to create that service report. And now what I've done is I've actually created a signed document, and an email has gone out to that customer that says, thank you for calling DSG Technologies. We appreciate you using our business. And you can customize that email as well, the body and the text. And now you can see I've built an attachment. So these numbers on the left-hand side will continue to accumulate as I've done work on the work order. So I've created my service report, and now I can see that I have a service report here. Maybe I took a picture and I wanted to add an additional photo. I can add single photos or multiple photos at a time. Very similar, and everybody knows how to do this, right, is attach a photo to Facebook or text message. From a smartphone, it goes right to your gallery. I'm on a PC, so it's going to go to my pictures. Oh, great. You can see a picture of my sunshine. And this would be an image. And I could add the attachment there. So maybe it was a completed punch list, or maybe it was something that needed to be addressed. Now you have a picture and a service report. And this is stored in SSO in the cloud, not on your local server, not on your network, but it's available to anybody with a login that you give clearance to. I'd easily be able to search up here, work order 23227, and I'd be able to see that that work order was done at the Pizzazz Best Western, and I could see that there's 2 attachments, regardless of whether or not I was Don Black, or if I was someone in the office like the dispatcher and wanting to get a copy of that service report real fast in hand. I'd be able to access this information very quickly. Let's say Don wanted to do a sketch. It's really handy, a little sketch item. So sunshine sketch. And I'd actually be able to pick a picture from my upload and draw on that photo itself if I wanted to. I am not the best at this sketch piece, but I could take an arrow. This is where it's broken. This ray of sunshine here. And I'd be able to save that sketch to the call. And that also would become another piece of content. So you see now I have 3 pieces. I have the original photo, my sketch, and my service report. And all of these items could be emailed to the site at any time per my request, or for the office if they needed to. So I'd easily be able to look at that work order, put the work order number, or put the to email address. It automatically assumes it's from the technician as I'm logged in as Don Black. And I've had the body of the email if I'd like, and I'd be able to attach it just like I would, Gmail or Hotmail or any other kind of mail service. It's a very, very user-friendly system, and if I email that, then it saves a history. So in email history, then you'd see on 10/13 that I emailed those 3 items, and this is what the body of my text said, the customer. And that's a really helpful tool. I know a lot of people have enjoyed that. I'm done with that call. I'm ready to go to my next one. I go back out here to my assignment, and I should see that I have an hour now accumulated for my day. And now if I wanted to go to the next call, I would repeat that process. I'd go right into the call, or maybe I just want to update my assignment from the front page and get on the road. I can go in here and just say, you know what, traveling now. Let's say it's 9 a.m. I must have stopped for coffee. And I've updated it. And now I'm traveling to that call. And I get in my truck and I put my tablet down. But that's the basic gist of the day. And as soon as I arrive on that call, I'm able to go in here and update and start myself. 9:25. This is a very quick commute. And I could start myself, and I would go down the list again of things that I'm going to do. I'd look at the overview. I'd make sure that everything was accurate. If I had any questions, maybe I wanted to see the last time somebody was at Diamond Mobile Paint, I'd be able to look back at the service history and say, oh, we were only there on fan issues and power issues, but the pipe leaking is a new problem. And I'd be able to assess that information as a technician. It's a very handy tool. It really cuts down on the phone calls to the office. And so I'd be able to go back to my work order if I'd like. And you see that there's the equipment tab here. I don't have a piece of equipment on a pipe, but if I were working on an HVAC unit, we all know that tracking equipment and service history is very important, as far as service is concerned. So if I were on this, no power, no cooling call, I might want to see what piece of equipment it is, and this is just for reference only. But if a piece of equipment was chosen, I'd be able to see equipment history as well. So it has a really nice feel. It's really easy to select, either the service site or the work order to get more detail on almost anything. It's very simple on a smartphone or a touch screen. The back button works well, and all of the entry screens are really user-friendly. And they try to give you as little as info on the screen as possible. If you want more, you can actually ask for more if you want. So that is my my quick demo as a technician. I'm able to create service reports. I'm able to enter time. This is just for myself, but you could also make employees foremen, and they'd be able to enter time for the people that worked on their team. Let's say you had a team of technicians. They could enter time for multiple technicians, not just themselves, or it could be just themselves. And at the end of the week, after they have their week done, I've only have 8 hours for the week, but I'd be able to submit my weekly timesheet, and that would be able to be reviewed by a supervisor. And if I wanted, you know, and I'd collect the technician's signature, you know, I'd say, all set, great week, whatever it might be, vacation next week, see you later. You know, anything that you might want to say on your timesheet. And it actually PDFs a timesheet to the technician and the supervisor if you have those settings enabled. And the supervisor then would be able to log into their own SSO and review all of their technicians' time. And they'd see their start, their stop, their traveling time, and their accumulated hours. And so it's a really nice tool for technicians and supervisors alike because of the navigation and the information at your fingertips. So Dennis, let me know if there's anything I didn't touch on. I think we entered time.
Yeah, I think for this video we're good. I think in our next video or two we'll probably address on how customers can sign for it, how we can make those reports that we leave behind and email to them look different with pricing, without. But we're going to save that for another day. But I think this is perfect. I think you've shown exactly what I wanted you to, as usual. But it is easy to use, and people adapt to this really quickly because it is easy to use. It's pretty intuitive once you start using it. So if you have questions, you want to learn more, it's just a phone call to CFO on a go, 800-659-5851, so 800-659-5851, or visit our website, cfootg.net, cfootg.net. Plenty of information out there. I'm sure this was just enough to make you wonder if it's going to work for you. So all you got to do is call us, and we'll get Jessica on the phone with you, and we'll figure it out. Thank you, everybody. Jessica, I really appreciate your time again today. Thanks.
Thank you.